You up? It's time for some coffee. Hot, bold, and full of flavor. Tonya McKenzie and Gia Sneed are my morning coffee.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, depending on where you are. Welcome to another edition of My Morning Coffee, where the conversation is always hot, bold, Gia,
and full of flavor.
And today we have actually just that for you. Something hot, bold, and full of flavor. I'm over here sipping on it right now. We will definitely get into our guest for the day, but it's been a minute since we hung out. So let's get into what's in your cup, Gia. What's in your cup? Go ahead, tell the people what's
Tonya,
in your
it's been
cup.
It's been more than a minute. It seemed like it's been like a century since we've been on. Actually, I miss being on the podcast. I miss hanging out with you. Let's see what's in my cup. Coffee. You see my cup? You like it? It's cute.
I like it. That's beautiful.
So I'm the queen of coffee cups too. So I collect them. So I have lots of them. But I have coffee in my cup. What's been going on with me?
Coffee's in your cup. What you feeling like today?
I'm feeling all right today. I got a busy day today. We had a podcast. Then I have some other stuff. I have some Zeta business I got to take care of, and then I'm going to the museum. Those of you who don't know, I like the museum. So we're going to see the Basquiat exhibit before it leaves because it's leaving pretty soon. And I'm just surprised it's taking me this long to get there. But today is the day I'm going. So I'm a little jazzed, excited about that because I'm all about the art. So I'm looking forward to doing that. But what's been in my cup?
Gia, when you go, can you make sure that you take pictures and put it on the My Morning Coffee page for our viewers?
Well, I was just sitting here.
See,
I was sitting here looking at my phone and I was saying, I'm going to take pictures. Then I said, I have so many pictures in my phone. This phone of mine has everything I make that deals with the mahogany box is in this phone. So I have loads of pictures. And I'm saying loads. I have lots of pictures in this phone. So I was just thinking like, oh God, am I going to have room to get some pictures of, the exhibit? So I was just sitting here before we went on. I said, I should maybe charge up my camera because I have a camera too. And maybe just take the camera so I can get pictures. But yes, I will get some pictures and I will post them on the My Morning Coffee page for our viewers to see. I might even go live. Depends on, how I'm feeling when I get there. You know me. I might be feeling good now. Once I get there, somebody, might kind of get underneath my skin and then I'm not feeling that good. So, but if I'm in the spirit, I'm gonna go live. So y'all can see me at the museum doing what I do. But other than that, just life, life has a way of showing up, different stuff going on. But I'm excited. And I don't know if I should be announcing it right now, but I'm excited. I have a new goddaughter. She's actually my cousin, but she's my goddaughter too. So, we had our, my cousin Gabby, who was a guest of ours.
Overseas.
Yes. Oh, yes. They're in Japan. Her and my cousin Robert, they had their second baby. They have a little girl. Her name is Hannah Billy Joe Lewis. So I'm excited. I woke up.
Gabby.
So I woke up to that. She had sent me a picture of, I should show it to you guys. I don't know if she wants me showing it, but guess what? I'm a proud godmother cousin, so I'm doing it. She can.
And in case you guys have forgotten, and you can look at some of our older shows. Gabby was on our show before. She's also an incredible designer. She had some designs from Shein, and they were absolutely stunning. I still have some of her pieces, but she's in Japan now.
Yeah, they're in Japan. They live in Japan. So here's a little addition to the family. So I'm excited about that. And she sent me a little message. It was so sweet. I'm gonna read it because I just like to. She says, "Can't wait for you to meet your goddaughter." I was like,
when are they coming back? When are they coming back to the States?
They're coming back actually. They're coming back in February because our cousin actually it's my cousin, but it's actually Robert's and Gabby's niece. She's getting married. Okay. So Robert's brother, Bubby, we call him Bubby, my cousin Kubi, his daughter's getting married on 24th of February. So they'll be back then. So I'll get to see and meet my new goddaughter in person. I'm so excited. So you know what that means. I'm going to go shopping now that she's here. And, you know, I'm going to, buy all this stuff. And I'm going to make her a bunch of stuff too, So she'll have some stuff to take back with her to Japan. So I'm excited about that. So that kind of made me, that made me feel good this morning when I woke up to her texts and stuff. So I was just like, she had been on my mind because I know the baby was due this month. I just didn't know when. So it was a pleasant surprise to get that picture. It was another picture she sent, I guess after the baby first came out. So I have that picture too. So I'm excited about that. So you know me.
Congratulations.
I have a bunch of kids. I just didn't birth them myself. Other people birthed them for me. But so I'm
congratulations. Yeah. Hey, any since it's been a while, any headlines top of mind for you right now?
Girl, you know what? It's been so much going on. And sometimes I watch TV and sometimes I don't. So, and since we haven't been on, stuff has been in the headlines, but we haven't been on to talk about it. But recently, because I really haven't literally, Tonya, I haven't watched the news or nothing for the last few days because I usually have the TV on HGTV because there's so much depressing stuff, especially with this war going on and this stuff with what his name is, that President Trump stuff. I don't even want to turn news on because if it's not the war, it's talking about something with him and that kind of stuff. And then that whole House stuff, that the whole Speaker of the House thing, that was a debacle. So I just turned that kind of stuff off. But what I've been following, not really closely, I don't know if you guys are familiar. I'm not a foodie. Jeff's a foodie, and I'm, by no means I'm not a cook. I'm not a chef. I dabble here and there. So it's a guy, I don't remember his name, but he's a critic. He goes and to restaurants, and
the guy in Atlanta.
Yeah, the guy in Atlanta. So he went to Atlanta recently, and I was like, Atlanta, them people, Georgia, they done went like crazy about the man coming there, doing his thing, and like I hear they've been threatening him, threatening his family, and all this kind of stuff, and the people that's been downright just rude out there. And I'm like, so I've been paying attention to that because I have a house in Georgia, so, and I've been trying to get to a lot of restaurants that are in Georgia. So I'm glad he went and he did his little thing, so he let me know which ones I could move to the bottom of the list and which ones to move to the top of the list. But I was just surprised how these people are really they're so mad at him. And from what I understand, he has helped a lot of restaurants really take off. He comes and does his things, and people, after that, their business kind of flourishes, which is a good thing. We need all that. And then he just tells it like it is. And that's the problem with people. They don't like to hear the truth or hear, how it is. They get all upset, and it's like they take it really, really personal. And if the man said the food's not good, it's not good. You should take his advice and at least listen to him and think maybe I should go back and, maybe add some more spices, add some seasoning, do something, switch up, But and if the service is bad, you need to have some training with your staff.
That's his name.
What's his name?
Yeah, his name is Keith Lee.
That's right, Keith Lee. Yeah. And
it wasn't even so much as about the food, right?
Yeah, it was about the service. Some was about the service, and the long wait lines, and people, they just attitude about, it's like they don't try to accommodate you. Just like it is what it is. And I didn't know our people in Georgia.
Look, but listen, and Ray has said this too, and and I hope Atlanta people don't hate me for this, but every time Ray goes to Atlanta, and I've asked you since you've been there about food in Atlanta, and at no point have y'all been excited about food in Atlanta, which is crazy because you would think, because it's such an epicenter for culture, that there would be so much to get excited about in regards to food. But he was like, no, there's a lot of chains out here. And, you know, the restaurants that are out here, they're just kind of like, eh.
Yeah. And
but
then
I think, go ahead.
Well, also, Tonya, I think it's too where you live. A lot of the restaurants, I have a friend, she has a cousin, he's a chef out there, and he has a few restaurants, and she's been telling me to go to them. But the thing is, people when they think of Georgia, or they always hear Atlanta. Atlanta is just one part of Georgia, but a lot of the restaurants are in what they call Atlanta proper. But a lot of us don't live in Atlanta proper. We live in areas in and around Atlanta. And then like some of the restaurants, I have a whole little list in my Yelp of Georgia restaurants I want to go visit, right? But a lot of them, every time I go to say, okay, when I'm there, I'm saying I'm going to go check out one. They're so far from where I live, you know, so it's like some of them are like an hour and a half away. So I'm like, you know, I like food, but I don't like food that damn much that I'm driving, you know, just, you know, on a regular, an hour and a half away to try these restaurants out. So I've been saying I want to get to some of them to really, you know, check them out. But that's the thing. A lot of stuff is Georgia's kind of spread out, and the people that are opening up restaurants, they're opening them up in, I guess, in those areas are thriving, but they're, you know, they're thriving for that area. So if you don't live there, you kind of like, oh, you know, I'm gonna get over there, because there's a couple of them, like most of the restaurants I've been seeing that I have bookmarked are what they call North Georgia. So they're north of the airport. And where I live, I'm like south. I'm south of the airport. So for me to go to that restaurant, you know, I got to get up and I got to really plan it. I got to, you know, get there this time and stuff like that. And when I'm there, I'm not in the planning mode. I'm just there to like relax and like just do whatever. And, you know, if I feel like getting up, doing something, it's kind of like that with me. So, but I still plan to check out some of the restaurants.
Here, question, since you're a new Atlanta resident. Is Buckhead also considered Atlanta proper, or is Buckhead something different? Because isn't that where Puffy's restaurant used to be? And
yeah. So I guess, yeah. And I don't want the Georgia folks to come for me because I'm not from Georgia. I'm still learning the area. But Buckhead is close to, I guess, downtown Atlanta. So, and that was at one time, Buckhead was the place to be. You know, I think back in the 90s, remember when we all went, a lot of us, you know, African Americans, we was migrating to Georgia in the 90s. It's like, it's almost like it's coming back again. So like in the 90s, a lot of people moved to Georgia, and Buckhead was up and coming. That was like the place to be. That was like the Beverly Hills of Atlanta, was Buckhead. Now I hear it's a little different. You know, I hear Buckhead done got they off the chain. You know, they cutting up out there. You know, they smashing and grabbing. They robbing folks. They doing all. Yeah. So I hear that Lenox, like the Lenox Mall, like it's like they high end upscale mall. Right. People say be careful when you go there because they be in there. Hey, you know. So I haven't made it to the Lenox Mall yet.
I'll just stay with the smash and grabs here in LA. Then I'll just stay with my LA smash and grabs.
That's what I'm saying. I haven't been there because I might cut up. Somebody come for me. You know, it might be. You might see me on the news.
You might need to start wearing your badge on the outside.
Right, yeah, you're right. Listen. You know, so yeah, but so I'm just surprised that, you know, the people of Atlanta, how they just, you know, how they doing the guy. And I think he's, you know, I don't really know him. I only know of him because Jeff was the one kind of first told me about what was going on. Then I kind of been following it here and there and stuff. But I just think it's crazy that they treating the man like that, because he's come to LA, he's done New York, he's done I think Chicago.
I think he's completely unfazed though. Those of us that have learned to be, many of us have learned to be unfazed by our criticisms of businesses in an effort to help them with their business. Yeah. So that's the hard part, is when you find yourself in a situation and you're trying to give feedback that they can use to help improve their business, and they're slandering you because they think, well, you're Black, you're supposed to, you know, be nice to us so that we don't lose business. I'm trying to help you get better at business so you don't lose any more business, because you lost my business because when I was there, you wasn't acting right. I digress. Yeah. Okay.
And also too, sometimes this is people's only, you know, like I don't know if you guys are familiar with the whole Michelin stars people and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes him going to a restaurant is the best, you know, is a good thing, because, you know, the Michelin star people ain't coming to your restaurant to talk about your restaurant, to put your restaurant in their book or whatever, 100%. You know. So
100%. So yeah, I think that's great. I'm gonna start giving you a list of stuff I want you to Because obviously, if Jeff can bring it up and then you start paying attention to it, I'm gonna start having a list.
Only because I've been looking at restaurants and stuff. But you can give me a list. That would be good, Tonya.
I think I will. Because I love your feedback on a lot of stuff that's going on that you're not usually paying attention to. So, and we can get into that another time. But I want to talk to you about this coffee I'm drinking right now.
Yes, let's talk about this coffee, girl.
Oh my God! And then I'll circle back about headlines I've been paying attention to. But what's in my cup? What's in my cup today? And I made sure that I had a clean palette so that I could see how I felt about it. Now I'm gonna try to show this to you. Oh God, where does it work? I'm gonna have to take a picture, y'all. Okay, there we go. Okay. Yes, Curtis Stone. So this is my new hero. Part of what's in my cup, Curtis Stone, you see that? See that? So these are individually wrapped, brewed coffee servings. Okay. Part of the reason why we haven't been on, both Gia and I have been traveling a lot. She went to Europe, came back. I went to Poland, went to Baltimore, Mississippi, going to the Bay next weekend, but I've been gone. So I've been experiencing some really horrible coffee situations. And y'all know I need my coffee every day to get my life right and stay out of jail. And it hasn't been going well. Okay. Let me just say that. Airplane coffee is crap. Hotel coffee is even worse. I've had a couple Airbnb situations that were all right, but I just had this and it was excellent. It was the right amount of strength. It was the right amount of flavor. And I'm going to bring on Miss Katie Kissel, who is actually with this organization and can talk to us about the non-traditional way of making coffee. Like, why did Curtis Stone do this? And how did you get involved with this company?
Yes. Hi, thanks so much for having me.
Hi.
Yeah, so this is, I'm Senior Marketing Director here at Steeped Coffee. And, as you mentioned, we're a brewing method. So very unique but familiar brew method for coffee. And it's basically brewing coffee just like tea. So it comes, as you mentioned, in these like individual pre-portioned brew bags. And then you simply just add water. You dunk it a few times, you let it brew for a few minutes, and then you've got a delicious cup of specialty coffee. Just anytime, anywhere. It's perfect for on the road. It's good for camping. It's just anywhere where, the coffee experience is less than ideal. It's, the perfect thing to have in your bag.
I think it's good. I think it's good for us coffee drinkers who are not really true, strong coffee drinkers. That's what I struggle with. I just pretend to drink coffee. I tell people I don't like strong coffee. So sometimes I won't have coffee at certain places because the coffee is so strong.
Yeah,
but here we are, with your individual coffee, and I can dunk it a few times. I can dunk it a few times and I'm like, okay, I'm good. So that's what I'm excited about is I can make it to my strength as opposed to having to drink, super nasty coffee and trying to dilute it with cream to make it to my taste, so.
So tell the people, if you don't mind, Katie, who is Curtis Stone and why would someone care that he decided to develop this coffee?
Yeah, so Curtis Stone is like a renowned Michelin star chef. He owns,
Curtis.
Yeah, a number of restaurants. And so he got really excited about, the convenience of this brew method, right? Because it's perfect for on the go, or, you just don't feel like getting out your grinder, getting out your scale, right? Like there's a lot of steps that go into making a cup of specialty coffee. So he got introduced to Steeped and got really excited about the convenience of the brew method. And it was just this perfect partnership where he obviously is so experienced in finding, the best ingredients possible, right? Like scouring the earth for amazing ingredients for his restaurants. Obviously that extends to coffee as well. So it was this perfect partnership where he brought his culinary expertise Steeped came with their, revolutionary brew method. And it was just this like perfect match made in heaven to create these Curtis Stone coffees. So his culinary expertise, our brew method, and it's just been an amazing partnership.
You know what, Katie? I want to say something, Katie, about Tonya. Tonya's good at what she does, but sometimes Tonya buries the lead when she's telling me about like who's going to be on the show and what the show is going to be about. She buries the lead, right? So she just says, "Oh yeah, we're going to have this show about coffee and all that kind of stuff." And I'm like, "Okay, cool. That was a good show. My morning coffee and everything." Now, if Tonya would have led with the coffee is coffee that Curtis Stone is doing, then I'm like, okay, see, I know who Curtis Stone is, so I'm just like, yeah, she's she's Miss PR, right? But when she's talking to me or dealing with me, she buries the lead. She buries the information that I need for me to be like, oh, okay, so now she's like, oh, yeah, we're going to have coffee. I'm like, okay, cool. But she didn't say it was Curtis Stone's coffee. That's another whole other level. She doesn't understand. That's a whole other level. That's
yeah,
like,
I know, but then she wouldn't get this like amazing reaction from
right.
you on the podcast. So
right. I'm like, okay, we got coffee, okay, cool, stuff. But then she's like, I'm like, now, Curtis, we need to talk about that. People that y'all know, Curtis he's a bad man, okay, and hey, if you in the food and you don't know Curtis, something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I'm gonna say.
So I do want to follow up with what Katie said, which is I am a sucker for the awe factor that comes every time I do that to you. I absolutely love to wow you because you are the most unfucking bothered person I have ever met in my life. Like, I'd be like, Barack is on. What he doing? Did he dye his hair yet? And then he comes and then we say something and you're like, oh my God. It never fails. It doesn't matter who it is. You are so unbothered and so unfazed. And so I don't give a whoop. I have to do that because I want to know how the rest of the audience is going to react. So if, there are other foodies out there that watch us, how do I know? Because your husband is also a chef and he has followers on our show also. So I know how to do this. And Katie is in marketing. So she understands what I do to you and why I do it. Can we talk about this offline? I think we probably need to get a room or something. Didn't want me to bring Katie all into family business like that.
Yeah. But, I'm sorry about that, Katie, but I just had to just, because sometimes I had to just say it. But yes, okay. So let's get back to the coffee, Katie.
Well, how did you get involved, Katie, with this organization? How and why?
Yeah, so I'm a bit of a coffee snob myself, so I knew a little bit about steeped coffee just, in my search for, convenient ways to brew a good cup of coffee. And so I got involved with them I thought it was just a tremendous opportunity. I think part of the reason I'm with the organization is that although it's like this extremely convenient way and it brews a really great cup of coffee, and like Gia mentioned, you can really customize it to like how strong you want your coffee, or if you want it a little bolder or a little less bold, it's really easy to customize. So all of that really appealed to me. And then what really kind of set me over the edge was the packaging, both the inner pack and the outer pack is fully commercially compostable. So it's just a great way to have a cup of single serve coffee without, wasteful pods and plastics. I think, everybody's trying to do a little bit better in that arena. So I got really excited, just like, hey, I live by myself. I'm a single person. I'm not going to brew an entire cup of coffee, but now I can have the convenience of single serve without, feeling guilty about it later.
One of the things I think is important that Keith Lee was trying to point out is a customer's experience with the restaurants, right? So a customer's experience with the coffee is important. What are you guys doing to ensure that every experience that a person has with this brand is exceptional?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, I think first and foremost, it starts with the coffees that we source, right? So organic, fair trade, 100% Arabica coffee. So really just sourcing kind of the finest coffee available from really environmentally friendly farms, and obviously like ethically sourced with the fair trade certifications. And I think that's really right. Like that's where it starts. And then I think what's really interesting is that coffee, like it goes on such a long journey from farm to cup. And it's really about making the right decisions at every step of the way to just bring out that potential of the bean. So it's small batch and craft roasted, right? To really bring out the flavor and the aromas. It's precision ground, which when you think about this brew method in like a tea bag, the grind is so important, right? Because it's got to interact with the water in a way that allows for maximum flavor extraction in, just a few minutes. So it's really making the right choices at every step of the way. It's triple nitrogen sealing our packaging so it doesn't go bad. And that's why when you open up a pack, it smells like it was ground just moments ago, to really ensure that when it gets to the end consumer, right, like they are the beneficiary of all those steps. And then it's a simple brew method. It's really difficult to mess that up. So unlike other specialty coffee brew methods where you like almost need like a science degree to brew a cup of coffee, this one is, just add water, dunk it a few times, let it rest for a couple minutes, and then you've got a delicious cup of coffee. So I would say it's the sourcing, it's the preparing, and then it's making it as easy as possible on the end consumer to just have a great cup of coffee with this very familiar brew method if you've had tea before.
I love that. Thanks so much.
It sounds like you guys are really you're putting a lot into making sure that you're bringing a very fresh cup of coffee to the consumer and stuff, especially with how you say the packaging and stuff. So that's really important. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, nothing is grosser than just like a stale cup of coffee.
Yeah.
If you're in a hotel room and you're just like, how long is
that's been sitting in there for weeks and months. Yeah, because they recycle it. Yeah, and then you need a cup of coffee and you go put it in there and it's all stuck together. You're like, what the heck? Yeah.
Or you're like, when was this machine cleaned? Like ever? Or maybe like the 80s?
Exactly. Yeah.
So
and it's something I like it. You can put it can go in your purse. So now you can be in your purse and need a cup of coffee. All you need to go is find you some hot water. Hey, can I get a cup of hot water?
Yeah, definitely trying to make it as easy as possible for people to we like to say, just like break up with bad coffee. Like it's not, there's no reason for it.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate
good for people on the go too.
Yes.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you so much, Katie, for being here, for sharing in the whole experience of the steeped coffee, and for chatting with us.
Where can the coffee be bought?
Oh, yes. So that was my next thing, is tell them where they can buy it at.
Yeah.
Is it just for consumers, or can also catering companies and restaurants purchase it? Where's that at? Where can they get more information?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're interested in the Curtis Stone coffees, those are actually an exclusive partnership with HSN. So those roasts are available exclusively on HSN. Curtis is, their number one seller on that platform. So that's really exciting. If you're interested in some of our other, Steeped Coffee has its own brand of specialty coffee, but we also partner with other really well-known roasters like Mr. Espresso and Black and Bold, who use our brew method. Those are available on steepedcoffee.com. And yes, you can reach out you can buy them as an individual consumer, or we also actually, the biggest part of our business is actually B2B. So hotels, caterers, airlines, we do a lot of business, college campuses, as you can imagine, anywhere where somebody needs, an easy cup of coffee without all the equipment. And you can also reach out, on our website for that. And I will, if people want to give it a try, we do have an exclusive discount on our website, steepedcoffee.com. It's morning coffee 20. And it's 20% off your first order if you want to give that a try. So that's where you'll find us.
Because I'm in PR and you're in marketing, it would be remiss of me to not ask, what about partnerships and collaborations? Do you guys work with influencers? Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so we do partner with influencers. So always looking for people who are very into coffee to partnership with. And we do partner a lot with other coffee companies. So we actually work with over 500 roasters across the US who want to use our brew method, but want to put their specialty coffee, like a Curtis Stone type of partnership, right? Like they want to put their coffee in our brew method. So we partner with, over 500, both in the US and outside of the US. So really well-known roasters. So our goal, again, is just to give consumers a really easy way to drink a good cup of specialty coffee when they're on the go. So we're always open to collaborations with anybody who for whom that message resonates.
So as I continue to climb down this rabbit hole, do you guys work with any can of coffees?
No, we do not.
Would you?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We've had guests that are into cannabis products. So, I want to make sure I ask all the right questions while I have them.
I worked in the CBD space at a supplement company prior to coming here. So very interesting space. And that would be super interesting.
Well, cool.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah. I'm going to try some of that. So,
Now, I'm not sure if it would be like a weekday drink. It might be more of like a weekend thing.
Depends on if you're having anxiety or you're trying to get some work done. Like, where are you at right now on this scale?
I feel like you might be onto something, Tonya.
Well, I want to thank you again for taking the time, for being patient with us as we catch up, but also being a part of, I hope it's a, thought-provoking conversation for people to think about how they can, one, partner with you if that's something that they want to do, keep some coffee on them to make sure that they're always in the right frame of mind, and just be better when it comes to the service of your business with the consumer and the rest of the world out there. So thank you so much for being here, Katie.
Thanks for having me. It was so much fun.
You're right. You have a good rest of your day.
We should probably have a conversation and coffee type event.
Maybe we should
in the near future. I think, with steep coffee, I think that's something that we should, we're going to start brewing that. That should be something we should do.
I love that.
If she said it, it's going to happen.
Thanks.
So we'll definitely be in touch. Have a good rest of your day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
So what'd you think?
Girl, I didn't know it was Curtis Stone's coffee. Okay. That puts a whole nother light on it now. Shoot, I'm drinking Curtis Stone coffee.
To my defense, it is included on your run of show. I just thought I'd point that out. It says Chef Curtis Stone.
No, I look forward to
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Lovely. Okay. So I kind of covered.
Was in there.
So I kind of covered what's been in my cup, which is a lot of travel.
A lot. You've been traveling.
I've been traveling. But also just kind of rethinking the pod, right? How we are going to be doing the podcast moving forward. So what are your thoughts on that? Let the people know what your thoughts are in regards to how we're moving forward.
We've been brainstorming on some new things and stuff, and for the new year, and we're talking about maybe doing more geared, have a segment for product and service based stuff. So people, if you have a product or you have a service that you want to get out and let the people know, come on, send us your product, come on and talk about your service and things like that. So I think we're going to be doing a lot more of that in the new year. Just trying to, promote and expose other small businesses to the people, because that's really what it's about. It's about exposure and it's about empowerment. You know me, I'm always about empowerment. I'm going to preach that until I probably leave this earth, about empowering and uplifting others, but, that, and I just, current events. I know you've been wanting us to get more into stuff like that because you're all about, current events, and me, sometimes I care about them and sometimes I don't. So, we'll probably do some of that too, but we have some stuff brewing. We're not going to tell you guys everything right now, but we do have some different things that we're going to be doing with My Morning Coffee in the near future.
Most importantly, this is our last show for the year. And when we come back, our sole focus will be on fit, fabulous, and fighters over 40. So if you are into fitness and wellness, or you want to get more into fitness and wellness, if you are fabulous and you have something you need to share or want to share, or you have a story to share of how you've overcome some things, and you are over 40 and your story can help people over 40, we are about to really hone in on our audience because we've asked and they've told us in survey after survey what they want to hear, what they want to see, and what's missing. And Gia has been very clear about the fact that, you know, sometimes we have guests and what they're talking about does not resonate with her. And you can usually see it on her face. But the truth of the matter is we want to make sure that every time you spend time with us, when you leave, it's something that will benefit you. And once you hit 40 and up, there's so many things that come up that you didn't plan for, that you don't know how to process, that problems that you don't know how to fix. So we will be having guests with products and services that help women over 40 that are fabulous fighters and want to be better.
And want to talk. Yeah, and want to talk. We're gonna be having some conversations, but you're gonna have to get on here and talk. Okay, you're gonna have to, if you got something you want to talk about, you need to come on and we need to talk about it. And that doesn't mean that, you know, Tonya and I got to put it out of you. You got to be upfront and willing to have the conversations, okay? Because again, we don't have the time.
And that's from head to toe. So you get your hair falling out, you going through menopause.
Let's talk about it.
Your sex drive is off.
Let's talk about it.
Your feet ain't working right.
Let's talk about it. Your relationship ain't right. Let's talk about it. You know, whatever it is.
40 and ain't never had a long-term relationship.
Let's talk about it.
Your credit is bad and you're really trying to figure out how you're going to live the rest of your days.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it. You know, look, your outfits ain't right. We're going to talk about it. You need to get your outfits right. We're going to talk about it. Okay, we're talking. And we're talking.
Your friend circle sucks.
We're talking about it.
Your friend circle sucks. We're talking about it.
Yeah.
So be prepared when we come back in January.
Matter of fact, wait a minute.
Be ready.
Wait a minute. Even if you suck, we're talking about it.
Touche.
Yeah.
Touche. So in this pod, there will be a link. If you have products or services or a book that you are going to be writing or have written and you want to get on here and talk about it, we need it in hand. We want to experience your products to be able to share it with the rest of the world. The coffee that we talked about today, I'm having an amazing experience, and it will be in my purse. It will be in my suitcase. It will be with me everywhere I go. I've experienced it. I can share it with you with full confidence.
You can talk about it.
Yes, and she clearly loves Curtis Stone. So we had to talk about it. Right. So with that being said, before we get out of here, another part of what's been going on with both Gia and I, there's been a lot of death lately. There's been a lot of loss. And I just want to ask you, as we go into the holiday season, Miss Gia, how do you plan on moving forward during this holiday season? How are you, what does your coping look like? And, what do you want to share with the people moving forward?
Tonya, you're right, the holidays are coming up. And I don't really have a system yet in place. I'm going to try to stay positive and think positive thoughts and, things like that. This will be the second year that I'll be experiencing the holiday without my mom. And so, I have my moments, and I'm sure everybody does and stuff, but I'm going to try to stay positive and think about, the memories and things like that, and just be around positive people and try to do things positive, so I won't get into a space where it kind of has me kind of down and stuff, because the holidays, that when holidays come and you've had experienced death, it's a natural thing for you to be sad during that time. So I'm going to just try to focus on positive, read some affirmations, things like that, just to keep me in a good spirit and good place. That's how I plan to go into the holidays. Yeah. What
And
about you, Tonya?
I'll be keeping you in my prayers. Over the last few months, I lost two sisters. My aunt passed 2 weeks ago from cancer. A week or so ago, one of my close friends lost her son, who was also my son's teammate, basketball player. His service is Thursday or Friday. And I'll be heading to the Bay Area to another service. Y'all know I don't like funerals. I don't like services. My aunt's will be a celebration of life. So before, and just to make it official, if something ever happens to me, I don't want a funeral. I want a roast, okay? Because I like to laugh. So feel free to plan that at your convenience. But for the most part, my aunt's will be more or less of a celebration, maybe slightly a roast because he wants us to share stories. And most of the time, she was acting up. She was acting up right before she left. Like, no, I can't, no shitting you, okay? She was hilarious. Like she just wanted a Coke, and this was like hours before she passed.
Mm-hmm.
So I take her lesson in every moment that you have, be authentically yourself. Like every opportunity that I have, I'm giving it to my legacy, whatever the legacy is. And for me, it's my kids. They are it. They tell the story, or your spouse, or your siblings. I'll be spending hopefully some more time with my siblings that are still here on the earth because we're funny. Well, at least I'm funny. So I want to leave them with some jokes. My girlfriends that I love to laugh with, that's important to me. Humor and enjoying the moment, that's important to me. So having the opportunity to do that in a way that, leaves people with your legacy. What is your legacy? I love to laugh. I love for people to have a good time. I love good food. Those are the things that work for me. And I love loving on my family.
Speaking of good food,
Yeah.
you and Ray went out the other day to a restaurant and Ray posted the food and it was delicious. It looked delicious. And I had said, I got to ask Tonya, when are we going there? Because I saw something that it just all looked delicious. And you guys find the nice, the food places you guys go to in the South Bay, they just all the time the food looks good. So I do plan on being in the South Bay. I'm about to pull up on you. I told you that a couple of days ago. You one of them kind of friends, y'all. Talking one of them kind of friends that you got to pull up on and just get out your car and leave your car running, but get out your car and knock on the door and and deal with her because sometimes it's like. So I'm gonna pull up. I'm pulling up in South Bay because I can. And so we can go eat at some of them places that I see you and Ray eating at because they look good and they look healthy. That's why I was like, oh, they look healthy and everything. I saw some avocados and some shrimp, and I was like, oh, okay. So I said,
so good.
I said, Tonya been holding out again, but it's okay.
So I heard you talking about how you have bookmarked your Yelp spots that you want to visit. He has a running list of places that we can go and try. Some of these things get X'd off, meaning we'll never go back there again. Then we have some go-to spots, meaning we can always go to no matter what, like Ortega 120 over in South Redondo. They have the best margaritas. They have amazing food. There are places that we will never go again, and there are places we will always go. And then there's new places that pop up, and he just has a running list. So this is one that we passed by a few times, and I think he saw someone else had eaten there and said it was good. So, we'll try it, and then we'll see.
I'm gonna reach out to Ray and get the list because what I think I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna get the list, and then I'm just gonna show up. I'm gonna go to the restaurant. I'm just gonna be there, and I'm gonna just say and let you know I'm here. I'm at this restaurant, sitting here alone. What you doing? And I'm gonna see because
bring your ass.
Yeah, because I'm retired and I've been needing things to do. And
maybe you should be the LA Keith Lee.
Who?
I said the LA Keith Lee.
Yeah, I should be, but I'm not into food like that where I could be, telling people they need to put more, paprika and something and stuff like that. So I'm gonna leave that up to Keith Lee, but I'm a Keith Lee supporter, and stuff. But yeah, So yeah, but also I wanted to let you guys know. I don't know if you guys know that I have a spot. The Mahogany Box is inside the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Mall, inside of a space called Afro City, which is a collective of Black-owned small businesses. And yes, the mall is open. A lot of people have been saying, I didn't know the mall was open. Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Mall is open. It's been open, and I have a space there. I've been there for over a year, and now we're doing happy hour every Friday from 5 to 8, where we have live music and we having a party. So if you guys, the holidays are coming, come on out and shop, at the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Mall at Afro City. There's a lot of great small businesses inside there. It's a collective. It's this is not new. We have a few collectives in and around LA, but I want y'all to come to the one in Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Mall, Afro City, and support us. We need your support, so we can continue to bring you guys the things that we do, our creative things, items, butters, clothes. A lot of people, they're doing a lot of different things in there. So you can come in there. It's a one-stop shop. If you're looking for jewelry, you're looking for clothes, you're looking for some hair products, looking for body butters, you name it. You're looking for some plants holders to hold y'all that's into plants and stuff. We got pots in there. We got all kind of stuff. But what I'm just saying is that, hey, y'all, come on out and support the people in the community, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys for being here with us today and every day for the past few years. We've been doing this for quite a while, and we look forward to seeing you again in 2024. We want to make sure that you take the time, if you have a product or a service and you want us to experience it, so we can share it on the show 2024, because new year, new you, or new year, new business, whatever you have going on, definitely don't forget about us, because we won't forget about you. Anything else before we get out of here, Miss Gia?
No.
Let the people know where they can find you other than Afro City.
You can find me on Instagram, The Mahogany Box. You can find me on Facebook, The Mahogany Box.
I love it.
And you can find me in the community.
Hey, we'll be looking for those pictures from the museum.
Oh, also, you can find me in Georgia.
Yes, that part.
Yes.
You can find me on Tonya McKenzie PR on all social media platforms, or Sand and Shores. If there's anything else I can do for you before, or to help you plan for 2024, let me know. Other than that, you guys have a great holiday season, and we'll see you back here soon.
Peace.
Bye.